Hi, Fashion Dolls. It is Thankful Thursday, August 24th, and welcome to an all new episode of Style by Stevie. Our very special guest today is a voice actor, he's a model, and he's an industrial print mega muse. I'm excited to have him here in the dollhouse with us, Fashion Dolls. I'm not sure what is going on with this lighting, but we got to get it together. This lighting is going in and out. So, without further ado, let's welcome our very special guest, Corey Sully. Hello.
Hello, how you
Well,
doing?
I'm doing wonderful. It is a pleasure to have you here. Welcome to the
Thank you.
dollhouse.
Thank you. Excuse technology. This is one of the few times I've gotten on IG Live, but hopefully not the last. But I am parked. I am not going to drive for safety reasons, and we can just
Yeah,
hang out here for the time that you have allocated. So it's an honor. So I appreciate it.
it's
Appreciate it, Stevie, so
a pleasure
much.
to have you here. So, how has 2023 been for you so far? With the year being halfway out, there's been a lot going on. We're about to be heading into a new year. So, how has 2023 been for you so far?
It's been, is one thing I'm continuing to learn as I progress in life in general, with a full-time job and being a full-time, commercial actor and model. But I've had the opportunity to work on several projects. Some commercial projects are out. I had a project with Purina One, which was a hand model opportunity of which my nephew in California has seen, and you may have seen it as well here locally. It's being sponsored by Walmart, but people ask me, so how you know that's me? I said, I tell you that those are my hands, and those are my feet, and those are my shoes. So I've had the chance to do that, and there's another project that is coming out, which I can't mention now because it hasn't been released, but I cannot wait for for Texas and Oklahoma to see this commercial. It's really, it's something that's an honor when I see the work that's been done and how it's all put together, and just really just being honored to have been selected, to participate on those projects has been really good. So I did a movie, and it was named Bonhoeffer and the Third Reich. It is on Amazon Prime right now, and played the role of a seminary student in Harlem. And I was prominently in the first scene of the movie, and I was honored, to have that role. But I'm going to be dropping an acting real teaser with that being featured sometime in the next couple weeks. But that is, now on, running as well. And, thirdly, I do runway modeling too. And I've done several shows this year with Slay Magazine, and then there's another one with a Vietnamese designer, A.O. Morningstar. They have some quite unique garments that the Vietnamese wear to state events. They have men's and women's clothing, so I've had honor to do that. But a larger stage that God has placed me on, I'm doing the Fashion Cited fashion show, which is on Saturday at the Empire Room in Dallas, and I am ecstatic about doing that one. So it's a larger crowd. They're having a silent auction, and it's all raising money for a good cause. I mean, they have it's for patients who who are terminally ill, and these patients who don't have the resources can get the assistance that they need. So a great cause. And lastly, there is another show that I was just asked to do last week, which I'm honored to do. And it is a show, it's on August the 20th, not August 20th, September the 20th. And it's for a gentleman, and many of your fans may have heard of this. It's the first time I've heard of it. The name of the gentleman is Anton. Anton Speaks, and he is a foundation that raises money for kids whose parents are incarcerated. So this will be a black tie event, and they have a designer coming in from Atlanta. They're having models coming from Atlanta, and the ironic thing about this is that I was on Facebook trolling as I normally do, seeking out opportunities, and I said, oh, fashion show, and they said, the casting's closed. I said, you know what? I said, God just may open up this door for me, so I'm going to go ahead and submit my information. 30 minutes later, Chandra got back to me and said, the designer wants you. I said, you know what? It'd be an honor to work in your show. So you never know until it's no, no, no. I don't take that for an answer. If it had been no, then, so be it. But I certainly had to try, and I'm glad I tried. I said, let me just put my thumbs to work here and send a couple photos, and but I'm looking forward to doing that as well. So as you can see, I do, for the most part now, commercial, I guess commercial print, modeling, as well as I've done some films. So it's a diverse bag. So I'm just honored that God's placed me in this position to to showcase my gifts and to develop my gifts, following his guidance and his guidance only. So.
Yes. And New York Fashion Week, I just got the lineup for already because I'm signed up to get the notifications and when the shows are going to be airing. New York Fashion Week starts sometime next month. Are you ready? And what are you excited for, looking forward to? Because I'm pretty sure you're going to be walking in some shows.
You know what? I hadn't, it hasn't come up on my radar yet, though. But something that I have spoken to several of my colleagues who have done it before, and it's something that I'm considering doing. To expand my experience as well as my exposure. But my goodness, there's so many different venues, and that's a big one. I mean, New York, L.A., Miami Swim Week is something I'd like to look at, doing next year, perhaps. But there's so many venues out there. But I have the great fortune of being part of a superb agency, the Dragonfly Agency here in Dallas, and I am blessed with an acting and modeling coach who is helping me to navigate, this path, because as simple as many people may think it is, it's not. It's not simple, and you need somebody with experience to tell you which way to, how to move and where to move. I mean, and I say that in all honesty because I was doing this for 5 years and thinking I was making progress. But, based on what I mentioned, my career has ascended tremendously with the team, the Dragonfly team, as well as my coach on board, have really helped my career to ascend to another level. And that's what gets me excited about what God has to come for me. So, and the hard part is just being patient and waiting. It's the really hard part about it.
And go see, there's a lot of people out here that want to get into modeling or acting or voicing, because you are as well too. What advice would you give to them if they're looking to pursue a career in acting?
That's a great question, and I would start out, and this is just my general advice. I started out doing a lot of background roles, okay? People say, background, but you know what? Background gives you exposure to producers, directors, people, actors who may be directing or producing an independent film you don't know, who may be part of an agency, who say, hey, I saw this guy, da-da-da-da, you need to talk to him, or, to start out doing a background role, because what I found is by doing a background role and just being silent, got me moved up organically in it. And I'll give you an example of how this organically worked. My first ever background work was with The Chosen, and many people have seen The Chosen, the first season. Now on minute 17, I had this minute 17. The director, we went to the scene down in Weatherford of where I am now, and it's like, I need all you down here. He's like, you. I said, yes, sir, yes, sir. I said, I want you over here. I'm like, yes, sir. It was the director, Dallas Jenkins, and he placed me in a center table next to the co-star, and I was officiating a fight scene and taking bets. Well, that scene made the cut, and people were like, I saw you in The Chosen. I said, you know what, that that upgraded me and got me exposure when I was just okay, a background. And then what that can lead to, it led to me getting speaking roles. I had my first ever commercial with a financial company in Fort Worth, and that was my first ever speaking role. So it expanded, and that into voiceover. So you have to. The advice would be to start out with background. I mean, be yourself, understand set etiquette, and then be ready to move, like I did on The Chosen. Be ready to go where the director needs you. And then you'll see things will start to expand and your career will start to prosper at that point. So, but just being organic and, just making contacts on set to help build your network. And just leaving yourself open, to different types of roles is what are some things that I would do if you're just starting out in acting. And as many would agree who are on this line who are actors, this is one of the best ways to go. That's what I know. Other actors may have other opinions, but that's been my track.
Now, speaking of roles, because that was actually going to be my next question for you, what do you
hmm
think make a role challenging?
Well, that's another super question. You know what? What makes a role in general challenging is you have to put yourself in that position. You have to put yourself in that role, okay? And you have to act and behave in character to fit the director's specifications. So, the first speaking role I had to, if you remember the Will Smith movie, and I can't think of the Will Smith movie where he was on Wall Street, and I mean, help me out, Stevie, because I'm drawing a blank right now on that movie where he was a Wall Street broker, and but I can't think of the name of the movie right now. But there are many out there who remember the role he played. But the commercial I did was a spoof of that movie, where I rolled up in a 911, a black 911 cabriolet and everything, and I jumped out of my car, and this gentleman asked me, said, hey, what do you do and how did you get there? So I guess I was playing Will and I was getting out of the car and so forth, but you had to follow the direction of of your director in
The
making
pursuit of
in
happiness.
making it happen. Exactly. Just fit it to character, and after shooting it probably three, four, 5 dozen times, the director got what he wanted and that they were happy with it, and that ended up being that 30 seconds or that 40 seconds. So it really made me respect the process, because you see, oh, it's only a 15-second commercial, but there were hours of work finding the talent, putting them on set, post production. There's so much work involved. So I have gained a renewed respect and continue to have respect for the process as they go through it. But I would say is getting into character, number one, and then following the direction and adapting to it on the spot. You have to. And the one benefit that I bring to a set is that I'm in sales. I have to adapt every day. I have to shift, move, change my personality, lower my voice, increase my voice, look a certain way. I mean, it really has become, I mean, I can't say it's something I worked on, but it's more natural than a lot of other things I've had to learn. But being in sales has really helped me react and respond, take feedback, and do it then and there. Because time for the director, is money. You got to do it and do it well.
Now, my next question for you is, what do you think makes a performance believable?
What makes a performance believable is just you being as organic as possible. Now you're talking about a speaking role, correct? Would you be talking about speaking role specifically, Stevie, or
Yes,
something where
exactly.
it's print? You know, what makes it believable is just you being organic, studying that character. I was playing the name of the movie was The Pursuit of Happiness. So me getting out of that car, I needed to be confident but humble, not like, ugh, hey, I'm getting out of my Porsche. I don't want to talk to you. Some guy running up on me on the curb. I had to be humble, and then humble and very confident in that position. That's for that particular role. That's what made it believable, and that's something that I was brought up with humility, and as I've gone through our life, I've helped to build my confidence through sales and through these roles, which help me easily adapt to what the director's looking for. So hopefully that helps.
Now, this is my next question for you. What do you believe is the most challenging aspect of being an actor?
I tell you, and I mentioned this word, and it still holds true today, is just being patient. Now, how do I manage it? I know many people out there saying, man, I just haven't gotten the break I need. In order to manage my patience, I have to stay ready. Now, what does stay ready mean? For me, it means following the direction of my nutritionist, who's also my personal trainer. Getting the proper rest, eating the right foods, drinking a lot of water. But also, and most importantly, that's my body. My body's my temple.
Yeah.
You also have to look at the other part of your temple is your brain. To surround yourself with people who are positive, who are uplifting, and who support you. Anybody that doesn't follow the three criteria, out. I don't deal with them anymore. And I've had some experiences where
Same.
I've had to get people just out of the way so God can work in me and through others around me. I don't have to have 500 people. I have a handful of people, maybe 4 or 5, that I can pick up the phone on a dime and call. People I can ask for advice. Hey, brother, what do you think about this? How should I say this? Or how should I approach this situation? Here are my thoughts. So, and when you're around the right people, the right type of energy comes out, and those relationships grow and they become organic. And the relationships that I have with a handful of people around me are very tight, they're cohesive, and the discussions we have are raw and they're open. They have to be if you want to get better. But that's only reserved for a few. So hopefully that helps as well. I mean, you have to have it. Patience, got to stay ready. You have to have the right team around you. Now, that's my trainer, who's my nutritionist, my coach, my agency, but most of all, my family. My lovely wife, Celeste. I have 2 boys, 26 and 22, who would say, man, my dad's doing this. They weren't bought, and I'll say, yeah, he's doing what his heart's telling him to do. And I'm having fun with it. So, and that's all that matters. But my family support is a foundation, and it just builds and grows from there. So.
And that was going to be my next question for you. With you being an actor and model and voiceover artist, how do you find that balance with family? Because I've realized that being in this business, the entertainment business, you're always away from your family, always doing something, you're always on call. But how do you find the balance?
You know, I find the balance, first of all, through, my utmost faith in God and all that He's asking me to do through Him. He helps me to balance all of it out. Yes, I have a full-time job. Yes, I'm a commercial model, actor, and a voiceover person, but God knows what to send me at the right time, and He enables me to discern what I should take on and what I shouldn't. And if I'm taking on what He wants me to, then the balance will come organically. And the balance right now is organic between my job and my acting. And I'm blessed to have a job which lends itself flexibility. And this is something I tell actors: if you don't have flexibility in your schedule, this industry may challenge you. It may not be for you. I'm blessed to have flexibility. I can take days off when I need to. I can move appointments around. I have the ability to add 1 or 2 vacations to my schedule. That's a blessing, okay? And God's like, I need you to take full advantage of what I'm showing you to do, and all this around you, I'm giving you so you can balance all that. But you have to want to do it. And see, I want to do it, and I have the right people around me to support me who are like, man, and they're right there cheering me on, encouraging me, giving me good words and so forth, and it's keeping me rolling. And I give them good words back, so it's a reciprocal relationship with the people in my circle, which makes it really special. So that's how I keep things balanced, because if you're not, you have to be. The thing that separates me is that I've been called to do this. And when you're called, God will make room for your blessing. Always. I tell people always, if it's not your calling, then you will know. You will know over a period of months or years, God, that's not what you want me to do. So, but I've been called to do it, and that's the basis of it.
My next question for you is, because I thought we both follow each other on the gram here. We're
Mm-hmm.
always seeing different looks that you do. Who are some of your favorite fashion designers? And if you could walk for any designer, who would be your dream designer to walk?
Oh boy, my goodness. It would have to be Giorgio Armani.
Uh,
I just, you know what? Just classic men's clothing. The colors, the fabrics, and so forth, and the accessories that are put on those models when they rock the runway. That's part of my bigger dream, is to not only be domestic but to be international. I've asked God for that. He's working on that. So we're establishing that domestic footprint now. But Giorgio Armani would be one that I would like to walk for. It could be Gucci as well. My God, there's so many. And I promise you, I've asked God for all this, so I'm just waiting for me to get to where He's ready to bless me with something like that. So, because that does take time, to get there. Time and being in the right place at the right time as well.
and it's going to happen. I believe in the power of manifestation, that whatever you
Amen.
put out there in the universe is going to come back full circle.
It is.
It's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
All right, fashion dolls. I see a few of you are coming in. We're going to do some games here with Corey. The first one is going to be called the Rapid Five, because I know the models have to have some things that are in their bag. So I'm pretty sure that Corey has a few grooming tools and items that he uses on the go when he's at fashion shows and such. So it's called the Rapid Five Model Edition. You give us 5 things you can't live without in your men's grooming bag. And then the next one we're going to get into is some Black actor trivia. So I'm going to test your knowledge. All right? So we're going to start off with top model must-haves. So what are 5 things that you can't live without when you're on the go?
First thing would be my Sustain. It's an eye drop that keeps my eyeballs really white, because my eyes have a tendency, not because of things I do, they just have a tendency to get bloodshot. So I have to have my Sustain in my bag. Secondly, I have to have my Cream of Nature. It's a spray, because I got to keep these curls need to pop, and if they're going to pop, I need to have my spray close by. The next thing I have to have in my bag is to have my black undergarments in there in the bag. My black underwear, and then your black pants, or your black shirt. That is standard. That is standard model wear at that point. So with the clothing as well in my model bag. And you know what else I need to have in that bag is to Is to have a good variety of shoes, standard shoes like, black and brown, and lastly, just have your associate accessories like your watches and your belts, are things I have to have on the go, and I have it in my car now in case I need to do an audition. And if I had to add one more thing, it would be my tripod. Keep the tripod. I got my cell phone here. I can easily record an audition if I'm on the go. Like if I get a call while I'm out of town in Abilene, I can shoot it. I can shoot in my hotel room and send it into my agent, without a problem at all. So those are the 5 plus one of things that Corey's got to have in his model bag. So to keep me going and keep me ready.
All right, fashion dolls. I'm fixing to test Corey's knowledge. We're about to get into some trivia. All right. So I'm gonna see how well he knows all of these actors out here. All right. Let's get into it. So
Okay.
my first question is, which of these movies starred Wesley Snipes? Here's your category. You've got Driving Miss Daisy, Jungle Fever, Independence Day, or For Love of Ivy.
Jungle Fever.
Yes, correct.
Ooh, shocked me
All right.
too.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Which of these movies starred Danny Glover? Mississippi Massacre, Grand Canyon, The Incident, One Potato, Two Potato.
The Incident, and I'm taking a stab at that because I don't follow Danny as much as I do the others.
It's Grand Canyon. It's
Okay.
Grand Canyon. Yes.
Okay.
So
Okay.
let's get into this backside over here on the backstory of this film right here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Canyon was by Lawrence Kasdan, Big Chill, and it had an ensemble cast that included Danny Glover. So there you go.
Okay.
All right. Here's the next one. And I think you should know this one. Which actors starred in Glory? Denzel Washington, Morgan Freeman, Denzel Washington, Wesley Snipes, Danny Glover, or Morgan Freeman and Danny Glover?
Your first choice of Denzel, Morgan, that trio of actors.
Yes.
Jumping. Yes.
Wesley Snipes starred in Murder at 1600. Who plays one of the suspects? Alan Alda, Tom Selleck, John Ritter, or Ted Danson?
John Ritter, and that is an educated guess. And you may have to correct me.
Alda is Alan Alda. All right, so let me give you guys some backstory on it. Yeah, let me give you guys.
Please, Alan.
Okay, Mr. Nice, be a bad guy? Could be. There you go. All right, here's the next one. The next one is, which of the following does not star Denzel Washington? Kiss the Girls, John Q, Crimson Tide, or Courage Under Fire?
Kiss the first one you mentioned. Kiss the one he's not in. That's the first one that you mentioned. Yeah. That's my guy.
All right. Here's another one. What ultimately happens to Morgan Freeman in Shawshank Redemption? He escapes from prison. He remains in prison. He passes away in prison, or he is released from prison.
He is released from prison?
Yes, correct. All right, last one. Fashion dolls. Here we go. Denzel Washington starred in John Grisham's Pelican Brief. Who are the victims of the crimes in that movie? Is it senators, cabinet members, Supreme Court justice, or members of the House of Representatives?
Senators.
It says Supreme Court justice. Okay, so let's get into the trivia here. not one of Grisham's best novel or movies. So yeah, that's Pelican Brief. And
Okay.
that is Black Actor Trivia Fashion Dolls. And I hope you
Mm.
guys from it, from some of these questions and taking it back. And I'm pretty sure you guys are going to go and try to watch some of these films. All right.
Hmm.
So, my last question for you is, what is next for Corey Sully with the year, like I said in the beginning, introducing you in the show, with the year being halfway out? 2023 has been a wild ride. We've had some ups and
Hmm.
downs. What can we look forward from you for, or what are you expecting for 2024?
The one, a few things that are going to happen. One thing has already been set in stone, and this is the reason for me getting that God opened the door for me to be an
Yeah.
acting. I was a stem cell donor 6 years ago. Okay. I gave life to an African American male who looked pretty much like me, but I gave him 3.5 years of extra life, and they called me a hero. I'm like, I'm not a hero. I just did what God asked me to do. But the organization, DKMS, asked me, and I graciously accepted the role to be the host chairman of their awards breakfast. God put this in my lap. Recommendation came from New York down to North Carolina. Hey, call Corey. Email Tuesday, Zoom Thursday, and acceptance on Friday. So this is an incredible opportunity, to lead others or to lead the committee in raising funds and finding sponsors for our awards breakfast, which is on November 15th. And
Yeah.
I am so honored because this cause and what I did is a part of my legacy. It's legacy building right here. And when God moves, He selects. I couldn't I I I couldn't say no to that cause. I have full support,
Yeah.
and we're going to have a fantastic breakfast, raise money to get people swabbed, and just so people know, African Americans are one of the lowest members on the registry of 12 million patients on the registry. Only
Wow.
7%, 70% are Caucasian. So who do you think gets their stem cells or bone marrow first? I mean, it does happen, but I was fortunate to do something bigger than me. Um, as far as the as far as the modeling world, what I'm doing is I'm doing a lot of test shoots. Now, there are different test shoots. I'm doing a gym shoot. I'm doing a fashion shoot. I'm doing formal wear shoot. I'm doing a jewelry shoot. And people are like, why are you taking all these photos? Agents typically use these for treatments for clients. You build your portfolio so they can put together a treatment to get you considered for specific opportunities. So that's what I'm doing on the commercial model side. And as far as acting, I will trust my agent to continue as they have been submitting me. I will audition and I'll make good choices and give it my 150%. And we'll see if I can't get cast in a few more because brands that I represent and more to be out there, I'm just honored to be selected to be a part of those. It's not I'm going to be a part of a brand. I'm honored to because it's part of my legacy. So hopefully that helps give you and the good folks listening some clarity on what Corey Sully has planned. And, who knows what else God will either open up or,
Yeah.
or provide for us. So, I mean, I'm just staying ready and just waiting for him to open the doors.
And the audience is seconding that. They're agreeing with you right along. So
Amen.
before we let you go, um,
Hmm.
we have the final word of the day, Fashion Dolls, which comes from fashion pioneer Andre Leon Talley. He's been so pivotal in the fashion world, God rest his soul.
Hmm.
This is one of my favorite quotes.
Amen.
He said, when you're in the trenches, you're fighting a war. You're going to fight a war to win and to survive. You're going to come out a victor or in defeat. And that comes from Andre Leon Talley. So,
Mm.
whatever it is that you're going for in your career or just in life
Amen.
in general, many challenges you're going to face. You must continue to keep going. I
Hmm.
am at the mark of about to hit 500 interviews this week. This will be my 493rd interview. So we are on the journey to 500 shows this week, and it's been
Amen.
hectic
Amen.
nonstop. All of everything that I've put into this platform, making sure that you guys home have great content to watch. So I hope you
Amen.
guys have been on the journey with me, enjoying these interviews, watching the interviews. If not, head on over and subscribe to Style by Stevie Daytime on YouTube. Great
Mhm.
content, absolutely. Andre Leon Talley was so pivotal in the fashion world and has broken barriers so that
Mm.
people that look like us here on this screen could be in the
Yeah.
fashion world, because we know there is a darker side to the fashion world and it's not all
Amen.
that it seems to be. So
Hmm.
we're all about inclusion and diversity here on my platform. And that's
Amen.
why I created this platform, because I wanted people who look like us to have a place where we can talk about our projects. We did. We had Black
Hmm.
Entertainment Television, BET, but now these other companies, Viacom and all of them are trying, Paramount, all of them are trying to sell it. So it's like up in arms right now. So yeah, but you have a platform here created by a Black woman, myself, and I want to give other people who look like us a platform to showcase whatever it is that they are pitching, whether it's film, modeling, art, music, fashion, beauty. You get all of that here.
Hmm.
So,
So I appreciate the opportunity, and hopefully there'll be another opportunity in the future,
oh yeah,
for me to
yeah.
continue to share as God builds this platform for me, because all of us have a platform, Stevie, and thank you for allowing me and other actors and artists to be, to have the privilege of being on your platform to share, and hopefully it inspires people. Hopefully it establishes some new connections with people who may have questions about the industry. And I mean, if anybody wants to reach out to me via DM at A Talent by Corey, I'll be delighted to speak with you. Because my goal is to pay it forward. So if I can pay it forward in any way, I would be honored to do so, because it's struggle out here. And as you said, it's a fight. You got to fight with this.
And that's what Andre meant in his quote.
Yes,
Yeah, you
yes.
got to use this and all of the business
Hmm.
skills that go into it. So, Corey, are there any gems that you would like to leave with your supporters? Because I see a lot of your supporters are coming in, as well as a few of mine, and they're watching this interview.
Yes.
What are some gems that you would like to give to people who are looking to get into the fashion world or just the modeling industry in general?
Number one, just check check your gut to see if this is really something that you want to do. I can't speak for everybody, because everybody on the line may not be believers, but for me, just do what you're being asked to do. Okay? Because for believers, there is a point where this life ends and you're asked to answer questions. For me, I don't want there to be any questions. I want to be like, you've done is good, my faithful servant, and then I can go on. So just ensure that that's what you want to do. Secondly, stay focused and stay patient. The third thing I'll tell you is to assemble a team of like-minded people who can support you through this and encourage you. Now, that could be your friends, but also your team. That could be an acting modeling coach or an agency. It could be it could be a hair and makeup artist, whoever that may be. Assemble your team and keep that team cohesive, and be loyal to all those people, because you have to be loyal and stay the course. And I can say that the last 5 years, I could say this, people like, man, you were talking about doing this 6 years ago. Look how far you've come. So, they remind you of how far you come, and you say, man, I'm not getting that far, dude. Look how far you've come. Look how many commercials you've done. Look what you're doing. So those would be my three pieces of advice, to any actors or models or artists out there who are listening. And thank you for allowing me to share my heart today, Stevie. I so much appreciate it.
You are so welcome. I had such a great time.
I
Two
did
peas
too.
of cancer, humble
That's one.
minded.
It's one of my buds. I appreciate you, girl.
I appreciate all of you for coming through. Now, tomorrow, we have some more Black creatives coming through to
Mm.
the dollhouse. Larry Guidry joins me tomorrow at 3. And we have Hypnotic Skincare founder Chastity. She will be joining me tomorrow. Black owned body care. She has lip glosses.
Okay.
She has hair oils. She has everything. So make sure you guys tune in tomorrow. 2 shows back to back. That will be, I'm guessing, 494. Yeah,
There you go.
about 494 and more. So make sure you
I love
guys
it.
stay tuned and support the platform. I love you all. Head on over and subscribe to Style by Stevie Daytime if you have not. And check out some of the previous episodes and my other talk show with my co-host Manny Killer, Tete a Tete. So I have been busy working all throughout this week. So make sure you guys are staying tuned. And Corey, let everyone know where they can follow you and check you out.
Yes, at Talent by Corey. That is my entertainment page. So I, appreciate, if you want to DM me, follow back. We need to be a resource to each other. We have to be, because it's hard out here.
Yeah.
It's hard out here, brothers and sisters. It really is.
All right, fashion dolls. That concludes today's show with our very special guest, Corey Sully. We will be
Thank
back
you.
tomorrow, Friday. Make sure you guys tune in. Larry Guidry and Chastity Simpson. She is the owner of Hypnotic Skincare. So make sure you guys tune in tomorrow. I love you all
Okay.
and take care
Love you,
and have a
Stevie.
blessed Thursday.
Appreciate you.
Love you too.
I do.
Take care,
Thank
everyone.
you. Appreciate you. Thanks. Bye.